the worst thing that could happen is when good people sit around and do nothing when bad things are happening. People need to be more vocal about, violence. Let's bring it to light because we're able to discuss it, see where we are failing, where we can help out, where we can find solutions.
Hi.
Hi.
My name is George, and today I'm doing a short interview on family violence.
Okay.
And I'd like you to contribute to it. What's your name?
Leah.
Leah. What do you do in this big city?
I work under, I'm a medic.
You're a medic. Nice. I think you're the right person to attend to some of these questions because you're the people that these people come to first. So I wanted to know, what does family violence mean to you?
For me, I can say it's a topic that is actually very dear to my heart because I've seen how it has affected people and the impact it has, especially more so on, the children, especially how they grow up and, the PTSD, the trauma and how it affects them even in adulthood. So for me, what I can say is I would like to, see ways in which, a better world whereby we're able to tackle those issues where it's non-existent because of late, especially with what we're seeing with femicide and how family values have been set aside. I would like to see us do better because I think society it's reached a point whereby the decadence is getting out of hand and life is taken for granted. So, yeah.
I wanted to know what are some of the factors that you think contribute to family violence?
Well, for starters, I can say for the people who are like the perpetrators themselves, I can say if we look deep into their history, probably they're also victims of the same. And for both men and the women, I can say that they having witnessed it because there's this psychological concept whereby they say that based on what people go through growing up, they could either turn out to be like the violent or the abusive, parent, or choose better. That's what usually happens. So in regards to the perpetrators, what I can say is factors that lead to that is maybe the upbringing and what they got to witness and the fact that they didn't get the necessary help they needed, probably growing up, maybe, counseling on how to deal with it or process it. So the cycle continues through them. For the victims, I can say based on what they have witnessed, more so with women, because most victims end up being the women and the children. It gets hard for them since that, maybe they saw the same thing happening to their parent, their mom, or even with their dads. They see it as something that is usual and normal, so they end up staying silent because they didn't see their parent or their mom or their dad, the affected parent, do anything about it. So they find themselves attracting such narcissistic partners and they end up enabling the whole thing. I don't know if you've ever seen this video that was about a lady who was saying that he beat me today, he brought me flowers. You saw that video. You've seen that video.
I think I interacted with something like that, but it kind of builds into some beliefs that we had growing up where some women believe that if their men were not beating them,
they don't love them.
Then they didn't love them.
Yes, and then also the aspect of, many people dread divorce and what have you. So they end up staying in abusive marriages and by the time people realize it's too late, maybe they end up, the damage is done, life is lost. So, yes, I think those are some of the factors. Yes.
Quite a deep look into it. I wanted to know, let's focus on kids.
Yeah.
Kids. How do you think family violence affects kids when they are young and in their adulthood?
Okay. I can say their perspective shifts, of course. They lose bits and pieces of themselves as a result. they lose their childhood, because I mean they don't get to experience that joy because they have to deal with the traumatic experiences, so they lose touch from reality, and as a result you find that some of them grow cold. So even the ability to love, to receive affection, it's like that part of them dies off, for some of them, for most actually.
For most, the ability to receive love
dies, and also to give love properly, and also the concept of healthy relationships and what have you, that is lacking. So not unless they get to receive, maybe go to therapy or receive guidance, or like they deal with these demons, you find that now on to adulthood, even for them, either they can find themselves in equally abusive relationships or marriages, or with abusive partners, or they end up being the abusive partners. So that's what I can say.
So, it goes with them into their adulthood.
Yes.
This one is a bit personal. If you're not comfortable with it, we'll just skip it.
Okay.
But I wanted to know if you have witnessed family violence, and if it affected you in any way.
Well, I can say I have, either to loved ones or, friends, family. I've seen it happening, and I can say it's pretty rough, it's pretty hard. And having seen that, usually say the curse of knowledge is you can't unknow something. So basically, it stays with you. And I can say what I try to do right now, as I've told you, it's something that, as you're starting on the interview, it's something that I would like to see the world do better. So as a person, I try to encourage people to work on themselves so that these things don't reoccur, and for those who are in such situations, to learn to spot those red flags so that it doesn't end up, with lost life or, the damages and everything. So yes, that's what I can say.
That makes a whole lot of sense. You are a medic, and I think you interact with the victims of violence. I wanted to know, what would you suggest as the solution to family violence? I know we can pick bits of it in the conversation we have already had, but just as a solid suggestion, what would you suggest as a way to deal with family violence?
Well, first of all, I'd say the system. Let's start with the system. If the system is, if there's no proper system in place to help such victims, then basically people are going to keep silent, and this thing is going to continue. So I think maybe they could set in place nice, good policies that are able to assist these victims and bring, the perpetrators to book. That's what I think. Because if you look, actually, I can say if you look at how our society, this is an issue that usually society shies away from. They don't like talking about it. And when you don't talk about it, actually they usually say the worst thing that could happen is when good people sit around and do nothing when bad things are happening. So when we remain silent, you see, we enable the whole thing to continue. So I think also, other than systems, people need to be more vocal about, violence. Let's bring it to light. We end up destroying, or rather, being able to deal with this situation when we're vocal about it, because we're able to discuss it, see where we are failing, where we can help out, where we can find solutions. That's what I think. And also, other than that, well, I can say with the whole mental health thing, this is something that is very, very crucial, very pivotal. And I don't know, I'm a Christian, so I'll just quote the Bible. The Bible says that our lives are shaped by our thoughts. That's one thing. And our hearts as well, like out of the abundance, the heart is the wellspring, basically. Sorry. So I think we need to deal with the whole mental health issue, because even these perpetrators, they're people that need help. Violence and them perpetrating the violence, it's just a cry for help. So I think that's another thing that really needs to. I'm happy at the strides we've made regarding mental health, but we can do more.
Asante.
Yeah.
Thanks so much. Thanks so much.